Alright y'all, welcome back to the video. You can see that we're pulling into the old farm some. We got a little bit of maintenance we gotta do today. Gotta work on the new blind a little bit, and I wanna show you guys something new that we picked up for the channel that is gonna be pretty sweet for us. Y'all can see we're still rocking Nick's truck. Thanks, pal. Without this truck, we wouldn't be able to come out here and do our update videos. We gotta get the fuller out here. We're loaded down with corn. We got a couple things we're bringing out to the old deer blind, and I'd be carrying all of this if I didn't have it. So let's go ahead and get the fuller unloaded. We gotta bring corn around. We gotta bring some stuff to the blind. There's a lot of stuff we gotta do at the farm today, so let's go ahead and get to it. Alright y'all, feeder number 1 is complete. Now if you guys can tell when you look behind me, Peter, the field's a little bit bare. Well, we actually went through and redid this whole entire food plot, and we added a whole nother food plot over there by the swamp. And the reason is, actually I'll show you guys where it all went wrong. So for respect for the farmer, I did this. Farmer soybeans, Peter's food plot. I left at least 5 foot in between so our crops wouldn't connect. So to be respectful, I don't want his stuff growing into mine, even though he's got some good soybeans. There is a couple still left in here. But I didn't want my crops and my food plot to, you know, go to his. I kid you not, guys, in a matter of like 2 weeks, it just started spreading all the way down into my food plot. And we did have good growth. It's just, it got infested with weeds. Little by little, started choking out my food plot. And if you guys remember me explaining to you why we were able to have this field for the food plot, it's because all the water from his crops, the whole field, it runs all the way to this corner, and normally his stuff doesn't grow the best because the water just freaking, it erodes everything. Well, that also happened through a massive storm. So it wound up washing most of my food plot seed down here to the bottom. Weeds started taking over. What did grow up there got choked out, but this is what we did have make it. You guys can see I left where my radishes and all my other food plot seed, it did make it. And we have a massive chunk down here. And guys, these are all radishes. I mean, they came up freaking good. You can see the deer are absolutely tearing them up right now. They're eating the tops of them. But yeah, we had a good amount of food plot make it. So we went through, we redid everything, and I actually planted a little bit late, but I did replant. And guys, we do have some growth. Gotta look closely, but you can see all of that regrowth coming up. I mean, guys, it's throughout my whole entire field. See it kind of down there in the sun a little bit more. And what I did go back through and plant is pretty hardy towards the winter. So we should have a food plot. It might be a little late in the season, but it could be, we could have timed it perfect. The deer will have food, and they also have tons of food now. I mean, obviously they're still wanting to come to this area and eat. So it's all gonna work out, guys. We didn't freak out. We came up with a game plan and we redid it, and we're just gonna let time do its thing, and hopefully we have another luscious food plot going through here. So let's go ahead and pack it up. Let's head to feeder number 2. Alright, that is number 3 that is filled. Now this was the power line spot that I was talking about, where we didn't even redo, we completely restarted. I mean, this was nothing. I'm gonna show you guys what it looked like to what it is now. If you guys remember earlier in the season when these deer were still in velvet, I actually had another feeder not too far from this location. Because the deer were cutting through these pods of woods, I figured this location was was best and we could do something more for them. This is what the field was and this is what we have turned it into. We have another beautiful food plot down here. Got the swamp all the way down there. Unfortunately, this spot isn't set up for a rifle, but doesn't mean that we can't still pull it off. There is another location for a box house, which is just a little bit too late in the season. Probably won't happen this year. There's the old bow setup. They're really a beautiful spot. I have nothing but trails going through here. I mean, look at the deer tracks. Maybe you guys can see better up there, but throughout this whole entire field, I mean, we have nothing but traffic. And like I said, another whole food plot. You can see it coming up all over the place. She's looking good, little but looking good. So that's 3 feeders topped off. Food plots are doing well. Let's head back to the truck and start working on the old deer blind. I want to show you guys how much further we have gotten with it, and what are some other things we're going to do to it today. While I was heading back to my truck, I figured I'd stop here and mention this. It's for sure a Peter move, but see this big old oak tree behind me? We don't have many on our farm, and this one has been here for a very long time. About 20 years ago, we had a pretty bad hurricane, and it wiped out most of our big oaks in the farm, but we have this one and one in front of me that still produces a good amount of acorns. So knowing that I don't have many of these oak trees in locations that I wish I did, I decided to hand pick up every single acorn I could for like 2 weeks. And I wound up getting probably over 100 pounds of acorns, filled up 2 55-gallon drums, and yeah guys, I preserved them, I dried them, and it is doable. If you get the acorns off the ground, dry them out so the moisture isn't there, and you preserve them, you can have fresh acorns still to put out. So I figured here shortly, right before I'm about to start doing some rifle hunting, I'm gonna go out and throw them in all my fields where the corn's at. And I feel like the deer are gonna go crazy for them. Was it a lot of work? Yes, but I feel like the deer are gonna appreciate it, and it's kind of more of an experiment. So I did the stupid work, and you guys get to see the results. So we're gonna, like I said, head back to the truck, and I just figured I'd show you guys what I did over here. All right, so we just made it back here to the old blind. She looks a little bit different. Y'all can see I brushed her up a little bit, and I also painted the wood. Because over time, having wood outside, I mean, obviously you guys know she's gonna rot. So I just wanted to, you know, preserve it the best way I could, because one day when I actually have my full property and my farm, we're gonna have this, we'll be transporting it. So I did that, I brushed it up, we built a ladder. Didn't have enough paint for it, but it's all right. All of my brush, yeah, the leaves will fall off, and I'm just gonna have a ton of stick leaning up on it, but just for now, it does camouflage it. It blends in pretty darn good. I wanna get some higher pieces up there, but I like it a lot. So I just climbed up here, and guys, it is windy as hell today, and this thing is just solid. She is not moving. I did do this. You guys can see it right there. I re-anchored. We actually have a wire cable holding her down now. But my only problem with this blind, and this is gonna be, you know, any blind, I mean, with the glass locking windows, it's pretty airtight for the, you know, the insulation and whatnot, but I do not like wasps. It's just like, not even just for wasps. You got a warm shelter that stays out here in the woods 24/7. Just things are gonna try to come in, and I just wanted to air seal this the best way I possibly could. And we have plywood floor, which could be pretty noisy. So when the door is closed, if you look right here, we have a pretty big gap between our floor and the door. Climbing all the way up in here now. So what I got to thinking is to secure hearing that all the time and to hold as much heat as we possibly can in here, I figured let's just look up how much, you know, gym flooring is, puzzle mats, I guess that's what they're called. Let's lay it down in here. It'd be nice foam padding. You know, it's gonna help hold a little bit of heat, help seal that crack down there at the door, and it's just a little upgrade for the blind. So, and we got something else we're installing too that I think you guys are gonna be pretty excited about. But to get going, let's go ahead and start laying down this floor. Alright, that took way longer than what I expected, but I was just trying to, it's not going to fit perfect. I'm trying to get all the corners looking good. It took me like a freaking hour trying to get it all nice, but it looks good. I'm happy with it. All around the door, all the corners are looking good. I am, like I said, I'm happy with it. It's gonna do the purpose. Let's get ahead and get all the trash down, and let's bring up our last item. The most important thing about sitting in something like this, in my opinion, well, the way I sit all day, guys. I mean, you gotta be comfortable. I mean, if you get uncomfortable, that's when you start getting impatient. You start wanting to stand up and move around. This is actually a new sponsor that's going to be on the channel called TiWi, and they have some of the coolest stuff I've seen in a while. I mean, I was actually representing this company before we even got in contact. I'm going to be showing you guys so many different products that they sent out, but for sure I knew that I wanted to have 2 of these chairs in my deer blind, because not only are they comfortable, 360 swivel, adjustable legs, and super nice fabric, they are heated. On the side of the chair, they have a side pouch, and there's a battery pack that goes in here. You have 2 different settings. You have upper, you have lower, and there's 3 different modes. And once you turn her on, you have an upper, you have a lower. You can change the different settings. Let's put both of them on white. You start off with blue. That's the lowest setting. That's 100 degrees, and then you can go ahead and switch it to red, which is high, which is 130, and then you can hit white, and that is your medium at 115. So I just think that's pretty neat, guys, how this chair is able to do this. I mean, we're gonna be sitting here in luxury. I mean, it don't get no fancier than that, dude. They're extremely comfy, nice material. We are gonna be freaking chilling up here, guys. Y'all, when I say they have waders, muck boots, rangefinders, I mean, we got so much stuff sent to us that we're gonna be using on the channel. So I do have a promo code if you guys want to go check out their website at TiWi. You can use an all caps LBTV18 for 18% off. And guys, you're gonna see how many different products I'm gonna be using on the channel that they make, because like I said, guys, I use their book bag for probably over 2 years, and obviously you could tell when I was discussing, you know, buying a blind like this, or towards the rednecks that are freaking $5 grand, which they 100% are not worth it, because it's new on the market. Everyone wants to go buy it. Like, I'll do the complete opposite and try to find different things that I think is actually worth the price and will last you the longest. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had that book bag for probably over a year and a half. All the zippers still work. The material that they have and they design, I mean, all of these are metal chairs. There's not one crappy part on these, and they're actually pretty darn heavy too, but you can fold them up. I mean, they're durable. And that's why I partner with this company, because I just want to show you guys how many different products they have that it's just worth the buck of your money. Let's go ahead and lock everything up. I got these up here so they're ready and set. And let's go show you guys the last thing they're going to be using for the old deer hunt. The last thing I wanted to show you guys, we got the fuller all loaded up. We're about to pack it up, but we have picked up a new rifle for this deer season. Now, I've never even owned an actual deer rifle. I kind of just buy things as I come across them where I need them, and this was one of the big ones I know I was going to need this year. I kind of did everything backwards, bought the blind, got the property, blah blah blah, but what we have picked up is pretty neat, and I want to show you guys. Oh yeah, right here is a Savage 243. It's a brand new rifle. It's got a 3-9 on it. It's going to be absolutely perfect. Now, if you guys are asking, Peter, why don't you go with 30-06 or a 308? I'm going to be bringing so many people to try to explore into deer hunting this year. Like my girlfriend, I got a couple buddies who are coming down, never shot a deer. And a lot of people flinch on the trigger when they've never shot a rifle like this. And also, guys, we're not punching more than 150 yards where we're shooting 200 tops. And you can still poke 250 with this rifle. Came with a 5-round magazine. I mean, it's a beautiful gun. I love the tan. Everything I got is tan. I like trying to match them up, and yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm excited for it. It's got the good trigger on it. We've shot it multiple times. I mean, we're hitting quarter-size targets, guys, at 100 yards. So it's going to be exciting to see what this rifle can do out here on the farm. And yeah, that is a new purchase for the channel, and she's going to be used heavily this year. I really hope you guys enjoy the video. We're going to try to bow hunt this week, and this following Friday, my buddy Dylan's coming down, and he's gonna actually shoot his first buck ever. We're gonna be hunting out of that rifle stand and just kind of getting everything set up for what we've been working so hard for these last couple months. So if you guys are excited for that, let me know in the comments down below. I really appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, Litton Bass TV.